88.1 FM, WCWP.org. Going back to my old school? Well, yeah, at least once a year. At least once a year. And it just seems like, only a couple of weeks ago, I stopped doing the rock show. But here I am again. Bobby G is here, my cohort, my partner in crime for the rock show. And what are you guys doing later? We're
going to do something that's political but not political. We're going to be playing the tunes that were the big hits when different presidents were in office.
Cool.
So that should be kind of fun. It's not a real countdown, though. We're going to chat and you'll stop
Riccio
by.
not doing a countdown?
I know.
I am amazed.
It's almost against his religion, but
it is.
It's going to happen.
Great.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it should be. So that's coming up later on at 7 o'clock tonight. In the meantime, our number one listener supporter in Florida, gotta send something to him. This one's for Steven and his buddy Bertie. ELO, of course. 88.1 FM, WCWP.org. Whitesnake, here I go again on my own. And featuring, of course, David Coverdale. Actually, he's pretty good. I saw him a few weeks ago, actually a couple months back, doing the Purple Tour, his solo tour. He's looking pretty good and sounding pretty good, too. So, all right before Kate Bush running up that hill, Doublé and the Captain of Her Heart. Level 42, Lasso of the Moon. Roger Daltrey doing the Andy Pratt tune, Avenging Annie. And Scandal and the Warrior here on WCWP. We have a big announcement coming up. But first, I'm looking around at all these people who are here. I mean, we have Roger Luce from the WBAB Morning Show here. We have Pete Bellotti from, where was your
my year?
Yeah.
07. Yeah.
Right, and where are you working? That's right, WFAN. We got Bruce Leonard. We got voiceover guy extraordinaire, David Kaplan. Jay Elzweig is here. We've got John Zoney from ESPN. I mean, all this talent is amazing. And, these are all my lifelong friends, too. So it is so good to be here. But right now, as promised, a couple minutes late, but hey, it's homecoming weekend. We're a little flexible here.
We said it would be roughly 5 o'clock.
Roughly 5 o'clock. Not too rough, but we have Pete Bellotti and Jeff Kroll here who are going to talk about the newest inductees into the WCWP Hall of Fame.
Hi, Bernie. I like that song, Captain of Your Heart. That's a great song.
Yeah.
That's just my little
80s stuff, 80s, 90s stuff.
But we're very proud to announce 3 inductees to the WCWP Hall of Fame. And we had a process this year that I felt was very productive. A lot of people involved in the selection, and we're very proud of this class, like the others in previous classes before. We had Art Beltron and Hank Niemark help us select 2 people that will be inducted from what I like to call the pre-Bill Mozer era.
They themselves, Hall of Famers.
Yes,
so, yes.
The inaugural class.
That's right.
They went in. So the 2 inductees for this year from the pre-Mozer era will be John March and John Libretto. John Libretto spent a lot of time at NBC, and he was instrumental in developing programming here at the station in the start of the infancy of the station. So we're very proud to induct these 2 into the Hall of Fame, and one more that Jeff would like to talk about.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to announce that a very close friend of mine, Neil Marks, is now a member of the WCWP Hall of Fame. And it's just very unfortunate Neil can't be here today due to family emergency. But I know how excited he is, and we look forward to the induction next spring. This is a first, actually, in which we make this announcement, and no one is actually here live. And Neil wanted to be here. Neil would normally be doing a homecoming football game with me that just concluded before. Can I get a score in, Bernie? Can we do that?
Yes.
Pioneers, big day.
Pioneers 63.
Yeah, 63-20. I've been calling post football here over the course of 41 years. And there's so many of these homecoming games. I've never had them go over 60. One of the games I've been in. So big day today. 63-20. Pioneers are undefeated, 6-0. And I know Neil wishes it was a happier day for his family, so he could have joined us today. But all of us here at WCWP, the entire alumni group, send our best to the Marks family. So that's our announcement. There's three new members, and we're looking forward to that. Bernie, of course, is a member of the Hall of Fame.
And you are?
I'm very proud to say I am. Bruce Leonard, standing behind me, is. Bobby G is around here somewhere or other. He's on in a couple hours, and he's a member along with Mike Riccio. Then Bruce is on tonight. We're calling this Hall of Fame Saturday, Bernie. If you look at the schedule, technically speaking, when I took over to call the game today at 1 o'clock, nonstop Hall of Famers till midnight. That's a pretty good run. That's 11 hours of Hall of Famers here on WCWP. So, folks, you're in good hands. These
and
are...
it's like the football score, over 60.
That's us. Yeah. Thank you for the time, Bernie. And,
thank you. One more time, could you please announce the names?
3 names.
All right.
Go ahead, Pete.
It'll be John March, John Libretto, and Neil Marks. And we thank everybody for listening, and we're looking forward to the ceremony.
Pete runs the Hall of Fame committee, and we thank you, sir, for your efforts in that regard. Wonderful job.
Hey.
It's tough, you're dealing with folks from at this station. I'm not taking up a lot of your time, Bernie.
No, go ahead. I got time to kill here. I don't know how I'm going to fill a couple more hours.
You talked about the original guys, and Bernie knows this. They go back to as far back as 1961, when the carrier current version of WCWP, that meant a station only heard here on the campus. That was formed in October of 1961.
Now, Jay, were you there then or no? Absolutely. Jay Elzweig right here.
Hey, step up.
Part of that crew.
Step up. Jay Elzweig with us.
Actually, I started in September of '62.
So just after the October '61 splash. So if you go back to the carrier current days, next week that portion of the station turns 55 years old. Wow. Then the FM that you're listening to today, WCWP 88.1 FM, went on the air in March of 1965. We celebrated last year. We had that big 50th anniversary celebration. So you're talking about, Pete has to coordinate amongst people over a 55-year stretch. And so it's yeoman service there. Thank you very much, sir. And congrats to you, sir. That's going back. You're coming up on 55
I wish I was
years.
55.
Yeah.
Again.
Now, Jay, when are you on? You're on tomorrow, right?
I'm on Sunday morning. Tomorrow morning at about 4 o'clock. I'm going to get up at 3:30 so I can hear myself.
I have it on good authority that that's a very good show. I happen to know that for a fact.
Jeff was my engineer, and I had him in my back pocket, as I recall. Right?
That's right. Called it a hootenanny. Come on, tell me what it is. It was a hootenanny.
Oh yes. I did a folk music program. We called it the Hootenanny at CW Post, which is now LIU Post. We had this show. It was myself and another gentleman named Joseph Monaster, and we did a folk music program, and we called it the Hootenanny. And then on television, the Hootenanny appeared about 6 months later. But we were the original Hootenanny, so we changed the name to the original Hootenanny, and that originated right here on campus.
Good for you. One of the true pioneers of WCWP.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And Jeff, you had something else you wanted to
Just one more thing. I'm proud to be the coordinator, along with my wife, Pat, the coordinator of this weekend, the homecoming weekend. And this is the exciting thing for us. When everybody's here together, it's worth the efforts to get this thing put together and to have everybody turn out. It's unfortunate it's raining. I know what you like to do, Bernie, is be looking through the window that's next door, and we're all outside for a barbecue or a picnic. But there's a little
flagging somebody to bring me a cheeseburger.
Yeah, there's a little light rain coming down outside our studios right now, so we've moved the festivities inside. But it's just great that everybody's here today celebrating the past. Bill Mozer is hiding in the back there.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Uh-oh, here we go. We're in trouble. Bill Mozer is the longtime director of broadcasting here at WCWP. Joins us here. He himself, a Hall of Fame member.
The FCC.
Yeah. And just again, on behalf of the management of this weekend, which would involve me and then my wonderful wife, Pat.
Well,
thank
applause
you all
for you
very
and
much.
Pat for putting everything together here. Thank you.
Okay, let's break out the beer. You got the case of beer under the console?
I always do.
No
This
Spaten?
homecoming
No
weekend.
Spaten? No?
We got some, we always got something stashed away. Shh, don't tell the FCC guy. Well, this is a reason for celebration here on WCWP.
Slipping away, sitting on a pillow, waiting for night to fall.
stuff at the end there. 88.1 FM, WCWP.org. Just to prove we aren't totally retro this weekend, that was Green Day on WCWP. Bernie, it is homecoming weekend. All kinds of people in and out of here having fun. They got the barbecue got rained out, so they moved it inside. So I'm smelling like a cheeseburger with my name on it. But first, David Kaplan is here. He's one of our alumni, and you hear his voice a lot of places, like where?
Oh, hello. Is this on?
It's on.
Did you turn the microphone on?
I did.
Well, thank you for that illustrious introduction. You hear me everywhere, actually, and maybe some places you don't want to hear me.
Oh, give us an example.
All right. Here's an example of a place you'd be surprised if you heard me. Urinal cakes. Only men would know what they are.
Oh, jeez.
Okay? Somebody came up with a great idea to have urinal cakes that talk when they get urined on. Is that a word?
Jeez,
when they
I
get peed
cannot
on.
believe it.
So the concept was to have them in urinals in bars, so that when they got hit by pee, there'd be a speaker mounted on the wall, and you'd hear me saying things like, "Oh, that's better, isn't it? Now go back and get another Miller Lite." And it was
that's funny.
It was a long time ago, but they're probably still out there running. No, I'm the voice of News 12, and Roger. Was Roger on?
I got to try and snag him here, Roger.
Yeah, because Roger was actually also the voice of News 12, and when
Right.
he moved on from there, I kind of skinnied right into that position.
Roger Luce, we should say, part of the
Yes.
WBAB morning team.
Yeah, Roger and I graduated together in 1980-something, 86.
Wow.
I remember. It's interesting because Roger and I are like we're the babies around here at homecoming, because everybody else is just, I don't know where the rest of our class is. But if you're listening, reach out, look us up. We'd love to hook up with you, because we had great times. We learned so much, and how many can say that they actually use their college education on a daily basis, which I get to do as a full-time voice actor, which is phenomenal.
It is.
All my skills came from right here at WCWP.
I love the fact, too, that when I was teaching the voiceover class here, of course, I have just retired as of May from teaching here at LIU Post, but you were so gracious to come in and talk to my class and tell them, hey, I was where you were, sitting in a classroom, and here's some of the things I did to try and build a career. So that was always very nice of
It's
you
great.
to come and do that.
If I can ever come back and help students, I'm more than willing to do it. And you can always reach out to me. I'm easy to find on the internet. Just drop me a line if you're interested in learning about VO or have questions about it, or you're just building a studio and doing whatever in the world of voice. That's what I do. I eat, sleep, and drink voice, which is awesome. And the cool thing is, while I stand here with you today, my daughter is in the studio with us, and she is now a student here at LIU. And I could never even have imagined something like that could happen when I was a student. Yeah, I'm going to have a kid who goes to school here. But I do. You want to say hello? You could say, come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. This is college radio. This is how I grew up. So say hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Alexa.
And you're
I'm a student here.
She's a student here. What pipes?
year? What year is she?
First year transfer should technically be a senior, but transferring to 3 different schools and changing your major 3 different times will set you back a little bit.
Yeah, but you got to do what you love. You got to do what's in your heart, what makes you happy. So, hey.
Still figuring that out.
Good for you.
Anybody who lives in my house has to be on mic. They're all working VOs. My 2 sons, even my littlest, who's 11, he had two sessions last week. I mean, he's 11 years old, and he's working. My 19-year-old, how old's your brother?
18.
My 18-year-old son, he's away at school now. He chose not to come to Post. He's up at Ithaca. But he's also just knocking them dead up there in communications. And this one here is going to do the same thing. So if you live under my roof, you get in front of the microphone and work. Except for my wife, the worst VO you've ever heard. She's not listening, is she?
Really? Oh,
Not to
no.
my knowledge.
Yeah, well, let's hope not.
You're in trouble if she is.
Yeah, no, but it's I really carved out such a great place in the world, and I love to come back homecoming every year. It's important, I still wear my college ring.
Wow.
I wear my alumni gear.
You do have that
and it's
on.
all good, Pioneer pride.
And you're missing work by being here, actually, aren't
I'm
you?
always, if I'm not in the studio, which I should be really like 24/7, I'm missing work.
Well, we'll let you go and get to work and do us proud here.
This morning I was the voice, if any of you are listening via the internet, and you're down in Florida, and just coming through that hurricane, you got a phone call from me this morning. on the behalf of your electric company, letting you know that your power's out. And they do not know when it's going to be returning. But they'll let you know as soon as they know.
But there's a friendly guy on the phone telling us
But you
that.
feel so much better about it because I got to tell you about it. And it's okay. The power will come on when it comes on. But Bernie, thank you for having me on.
Oh, well, thank you.
And it's great to see you back in New York.
Well, for the weekend.
For the weekend, but still, it's great to see you back up here.
Well, I'll be back and forth a few times, so.
Let me know when you come in.
All right, thank you. And thanks for coming by. Thanks to Alexa to get on and say a few words to.
Real voicemail.
I mean, for free this time. She didn't get paid for doing it this time.
Paid? I don't do what I do to get paid.
Oh, okay.
It's not about the money. I do it because I love it.
Okay, thank you.
Money is just a plus.
Okay. On WCWP, here's Neil Young.
Baby, you can turn me on. Oh, baby, you can turn me on.
88.1 FM, WCWP. Do we see a pattern here? Tom Jones from the soundtrack of Sex and the City. That's his kind of funked up version of Sex Bomb. Right before that, Divinals, I Touch Myself. Brian Ferry's Slave to Love. Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing. And Earth, Wind & Fire and Fantasy, all on homecoming weekend. I mentioned that we have a lot of people coming in and out. Somebody that I just absolutely love on the air from mornings on WBAB. It's Roger Luce. Hi, I'm glad
Bernie,
you
how are
made
you?
it. Great. I'm glad you made it this year.
Yeah, no, it's nice to be here. I haven't been here in a long time. And it's really nice to see the station and the people who've been on this frequency for a long time. And while we're sitting here, we get a phone call from a guy named Jay Lepre, who 30 years ago or 35 years ago was a college student. I remember him being on the air with us then. I was like, I know that name. But that's how this place is.
It is. It's one big family. And
I'm sitting next to a guy, Mike Schanzer, who was one of the first people I ever met when I walked in the door here in
Really?
fall of 81. And here he is.
Well,
and he
it's-
still comes back, you know. It's
well,
fun.
we all try to do that. And it's been a few years since I've seen you. Maybe I've missed you the past couple of times you've been here. But it's
There's no couple times.
Yeah.
I haven't been here in a long time.
Well, good. I'm glad you finally made it. So you were here in the 80s? You
Yeah,
graduated?
81 to 85.
Okay.
And I started working at BAB in 84 when I was right before my senior year. And I've been there pretty much ever since.
That is so rare in this business.
It is.
To have
It
a
is.
gig that long.
Fortunately, the job keeps changing, and except for the last 17 years. But before that, it was changing.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been good. It stays interesting. So why would I leave?
Sure,
I love that
BAB
place.
is great because I went right from here
Mm-hmm.
to BAB in the 70s.
Did you really?
Yes, I graduated here in 72, and I was on the air at BAB shortly after graduation, and it was Elliot Goshman, one of our other alumni, who was working there, and he said, I'm going to give my notice. I know you're looking for something. Get back there is a tape. He said, can you get a tape to the program director, like, tomorrow?
Right.
And I did, and that's how I got it.
Was
And I-
BAB still in that brick house on 109?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was, and it was the real wild, free-form progressive
Yeah.
rock.
Right. Used to be that house is still there for you guys to drive by on Sunrise Highway and 109. That's right where it is. I don't know what station is there now. It's an AM station, but
Right, I can't
it's
remember.
housed an AM gold oldie station forever. I don't know if that's still
Right.
what it is, but
But that was, there were some adventures in that little house, I have to tell you. It was some very strange adventures. You're in a very corporate setting.
yeah, a little
right
more than
now.
it used to be. Sure, we have. I'll tell you, it's really good. But yeah, corporate has really changed. So radio stations have changed compared to exactly what you're talking about. When walking in radio stations was just you didn't know what was going on next, and
That's right.
it was a lot of craziness, but it was good. And that's why it was an art form, and it still is an art form, but in a different way. It's been formalized and monetized and
Oh, sure.
homogenized.
It has. There's one guy, I remember being there at least a few times. He would get fired, and then they'd hire him back again a couple weeks later. And then I'm sorry, we made a mistake, but we're bringing you back not as at the same salary. We're going to reduce your salary. And then they fire him. It was ridiculous. There are actually two people like that at BAB during the 70s who were like fired and rehired
Oh,
a few
really?
times. Yeah, but
Yeah, no more of that.
No. And that was when it was a mom and pop operation. It wasn't.
Yeah, that was a long time
wasn't
ago.
owned by a corporation. It was owned by an individual. And so a lot of interesting things went on.
Mike Schanzer has been really itching to chime in. Mike,
I just wanted to say
talking to the mic. It's radio.
The funny thing about it is I don't know Roger that much from BAB because I was living quite a distance from the station, so I really wasn't able to listen to him on the morning. But I listened to him every time I listened to a hockey game. That's where I know him from.
All right.
I know his voice every time I listen to an Islander game. And it's the voice of the Islanders.
Right, I'm always in the stadium. I don't do the TV or radio, but yeah, I'm on in the arena.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I've been doing that since '98. So
Brooklyn.
yeah, now Brooklyn. Yeah, Barclays next Sunday, our home opener for the.
You don't get much sleep doing the morning show.
No, not really. No. No.
That's where I know him from.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true, Bernie. You know, morning drive. That's the life.
It's a strange life. I did morning drive for a while at BAB. I have to tell you that Carol Silva,
from News 12, yeah.
She and I were the first all-female morning drive radio team
I think
in the
she has
whole
told
New York
me that.
area.
I think she told me that because when I see her
I'm
at News
proud of
12, she says, "Well, I used to be a BAB. I'm a rocker too." She says,
That's right. That's
and
right.
but she remembers. Yeah, it was from in the 70s,
It was in the
mid-70s.
70s, yeah, mid-70s, and we were locked in the place.
Yeah.
There was nobody else, no production
cool that the
team,
two
no
of you were the morning
runners, no
drive people.
nothing. It just the two of us
That's
in
awesome.
that little house on Route 109.
Yeah.
We did some great stuff. Very proud of those days,
Wow.
especially.
Well, next time I see her, I'll tell her that I saw you, and we'll complete the circle.
Absolutely. So, thanks again for coming by.
Yeah, sure.
You want to intro this one for Jay?
All right, what are we playing for Jay?
Hungry? No, New Moon on Monday from Duran Duran.
Oh, God.
You don't like it?
His music taste hasn't gotten any better.
Well, it's
has
his
it?
wife Carol who really likes
horrible.
it, so he doesn't like
Jay,
it.
your wife's music taste is terrible. It's not even a good Duran Duran song. All right, it's not. Hey, play it for him.
All right.
Thanks for having me on, Bernie.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.
Bye. 88.1 FM, WCWP.org. Well, Jay and Carol, I like that song. Roger didn't like it, but I kind of like it. Reminds me of the hip and groovy 80s. So this is homecoming weekend here on WCWB. I'm Bernie. It's a party. It's an open house. No, I keep the door open on purpose because we want to have fun. We want to, let people know there's a life in this place, which there always has been. Reminder about the football game. Post Pioneers triumphant over St. Anselm. Sounds more like a basketball score, 63-20. Wow. So we have a lot more to go for the weekend. We're going all the way through Sunday night at midnight. And one of the other people who, Mike, you've been on the air already? Or
I kicked off the weekend at noon yesterday, and I'll be on again tonight at 2 a.m.
Great. Mike Chimeri, who's always been a part of our homecoming weekends.
Yes.
What year did you grad?
2004.
Right. And the music that you usually play?
Is instrumental, but particularly contemporary jazz. I did play a couple of big band songs yesterday by Bob Mincer's All LA Band and Gordon Goodwin's Little Fat Band. He has the Big Fat Band, but this latest album is Little Fat Band, a diminished band.
Okay. And you get out. I know you go out and see a lot of people, especially in that genre.
I'm going to see the Chick Corea Electric Band at the Blue Note in a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to see ventriloquist Jeff Dunham the following night at Carnegie Hall.
Hey, he's fun.
Yes, he is.
I'm trying to think. I thought I saw Chick Corea a year or two ago. He was playing in the city. I'm thinking Larry Coryell. That's who I went to see. It was a good show. A friend of mine said, "Hey, you want to go?" I'm like, "Well, okay." I remember him from Larry Coryell from years back, and we played him here in WCWP, and I was completely blown away. He was wonderful. Really, really good show.
Yeah, there's a band that I hear on Long Island called Dharma All Stars. Or now they're Dharma 2.0, but as Dharma All-Stars, there was the bass player, Nick Lazarev. He played with Larry Coryell on tour.
Cool. So let's see. You were on again at 2 a.m., did you say?
2 a.m.,
2
right
a.m.
after John Cummins.
All right. And then we have Jay Elzweig, who was just here.
That's right.
And then Jay Lepre, who's on afterwards, because He's the one who just called a little bit ago. Oh,
Yes, he requested that song that Roger didn't like.
He's on from 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning. I am so not a morning person, so more power to you guys who are on. Like, the 2 to 4 a.m. is cool. I could do that, but, that 4, 6, 8 a.m., nah, be the other side of the world for me. But that's great. I'm glad you're here again for homecoming weekend, and you're doing your videography thing,
I am.
too.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Mike.
We're saying hello to people listening right now, but I'm saying hello to the video camera I have set up. The Instrumental Invasion show that I'm going to do overnight is, it's like the overnight show I did last year, which was a 50-year musical journey. Last year it went from 65 to 2015. This year it'll go from 1966 to 2016. From Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass to the Rippingtons, who I played on my show yesterday.
Wow, good for you. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Have fun, and glad to have you here again on homecoming weekend.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. Hearing that Duran Duran got me in kind of an 80s mood, so let's keep rolling with that on WCWP. 88.1 FM, WCWP.org, and Kajagoogoo. And Too Shy Ooh Shy. Right before that, some more 80s type stuff from the Pet Shop Boys and Dusty Springfield. Rest in peace, Dusty. What have I done to deserve this? Eiffel 65. And an obnoxious song that you can't get out of your head. Earworm, everybody. Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die. That's by Eiffel 65. And Baltimora and Tarzan Boy here on WCWP. Let's see, Mike. We have Mike Schanzer here. When you were on, you're going to be on again?
No, I'm not going to be on again. You missed me already.
Oh, sorry.
I was on 2 to 4 yesterday, and I had to really remember to thank Bruce Leonard for that, really. Yes, Bruce Leonard managed to save the bacon, as it were, yesterday, the last 20 minutes of the show.
Good. Okay.
Yes, it was great. Anyway, and I didn't know you could say Kajagoogoo on the radio.
Sure, you can say a lot of things.
Yes, I know.
Monty just kept to this close.
Yes, Monty Python once did a song about that.
No, Monty Python. Let us not test the...
let us not degenerate into total insanity here.
Test the FCC rules. That happened here once before.
Yes,
and we all know what
indeed.
happened with that.
Absolutely.
So, let's not do that. So.
No, we don't want to do that.
Not at all. So you're living in upstate New York.
Yep.
And you're doing shows. You're doing something for
web
online?
radio.
Okay.
Web radio. I'm on the air Monday afternoon from 2 to 4, and then Friday night doing progressive from 8 to midnight. I do top 40 on Monday afternoons. It's kind of fun. It keeps me out of trouble and off the streets, and gives me something to do with my time.
That's a good thing.
Yep, absolutely. My wife loves it because it keeps me out of her hair, and she just throws the cat in the room and closes the door, and the cat keeps me company, and everything's great.
You play Neil Young for the cat?
Yeah, play Neil Young.
Cats love Neil Young.
Cats,
you know?
yeah. Actually, the cat likes anything. She just curls up under my feet on the floor under the console, and she lays there. And sometimes she jumps up on the top up here and curls up on the top of the keyboard and won't let me do anything.
Well, cool. You have an animal-friendly studio. Mike Riccio just walked in. He and Bobby G are coming up at 7 o'clock. So thanks.
Right, but
warning and no countdown.
No countdown.
We thought that something was wrong with you.
Yes.
Didn't have a countdown. We do? Oh, okay. All right, a semi-countdown.
That's not fair.
Well, I have to say that here on the LIU Post campus, public safety is doing one heck of a job. And they are running frantic with homecoming. And are we supposed to get the hurricane here? Does anybody know?
No.
Okay. All right. But it's like a hurricane around here. And so this is for public safety that they wanted to hear this. So here you go with Bob Dylan on WCWP. Thanks, guys. 88.1 FM, WCWP.org. Clash and Rock the Casbah. That's for Wolf, who's here with us in the studio. Another one of my former students. Great to see everybody showing up. And also for Mike Schanzer's friend, Joe Strino. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Okay, all right. So we got a few more minutes left here. But first, I wanted to say hi to Jett Lightning. Jett's been one of the mainstays on the rock show, but hasn't been with us the past year or two.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. So hopefully you're coming back soon.
I hope so.
We miss you.
It's always great to be here for homecoming and see you. And I'm sorry that you've left for Florida because we're going to miss you a whole lot.
Well, I probably after the first of the year, I'll be doing at least one show a month, which I'm going to record down there and send, and try and expand it a little bit. Hopefully do some features, maybe do some interviews with people.
I think that's wonderful.
Florida's really active. All the same people that you go see in the clubs here in New York, they make the circuit down to Florida. So I don't feel deprived rock and roll wise. So I wouldn't move down there if I couldn't see all my favorite bands
I
coming
think
to town.
homecoming is such a magical thing because
it is.
It unites us all. I just made friends with my buddy over here, Wolf.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I got to
You're
tell
too
you,
kind.
Completely different generations, but we're all tied together by the magic of the station.
All right, and the classes that we've taken, and I don't know. It's
a beautiful thing.
It is. I love it. I love it. So we have Mike, Riccio, and Bobby G coming up next, and they're going to be doing some kind of countdown.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, I know. I figure something out. I know you've got this all.
We're talking about it now.
You've got it written down and timed out and
You go,
everything. So
you go.
Yeah. So anyhow, have fun. Again, thank you so much to Dan Cox, who every year lets us run amok at his radio station and try and leave it, well, at least as good as we found it. So thanks to Dan. Thanks to Bill Mozer, too, who's been here. Just, for being you. Just for being Bill. So hopefully see you next year. And we got a whole lot more music and shows happening all the way up until midnight on Sunday night. So stick with us here on WCWP. I'll sign off, but I'm going to hang around. I got to hang around. Now, this is something rare. Everyone knows how much I love the Kinks. This is the instrumental version of Lola that was done for a British TV show called Percy. So I'll leave you with that here in WCWP, and thanks to everyone.
All right, boys, come out tonight. Get close to that microphone. Time to come out tonight. Are you coming out tonight or what?
I have no idea, Mike.
Are you staying in tonight? What are you doing?
I don't know what's going on tonight.
Are you a little too close together over there? Maybe they really are coming out tonight. No, I didn't mean it that way at all, but everybody in the room, it took a lot. First of all,
incorrect as usual.
All right, first of all, I got to say, this is homecoming of 2016. Well, okay, I almost forgot that.
You almost said 19-something.
2016. Okay, which is way, way long after I was here, but and you too. And I'm Mike Riccio, and you are Bobby G. And
yes, I am.
We technically are the host here tonight, but we got
true.
lots and lots of people here.
That's right.
Helping out, including our special guest star, sitting next to you, a man who used to actually help when I did my show, which is sort of a free-for-all show. Anybody who comes in can be part of it. Not to make you feel any worse. Anybody can be part of it, but we have the one and only Mr. Jett.
They let anybody off the street in here, right?
He doesn't get it, Bob.
He doesn't.
I'm here. It's Mike Riccio and Mr. Bobby.
Jett Lightning and Bobby G.
Somebody cut off his microphone. That's it. Thank you, and we'll see you in another couple of years. No.
It's nice having you up, Jett.
Bobby G and Jett Lightning and a lot of people going to be stopping in tonight. We're going to be speaking to many of them in the course of the evening.
We hope so.
Okay.
I hope that Chuck Taylor gives us a call tonight.
Yeah, and we have some videographers and audiographers. Introduce the room here, Bob, to people who can't see.
Bill Mozer and Jeff Kroll and Mike Chimeri, and his sister and his uncle and his third cousin, and we're all set.
Yes, that's
Sounds
true.
good to me.
That's true. But so we try to come up with a theme like we usually do. I usually do a countdown show on my regular show once a month here. Or once every 3 weeks or 5 weeks, depending on basketball, football, how the Mets are doing, how the Yankees are doing, and the weather. But other than that, it's fairly regular. And I usually do what? A countdown.
And I told people you weren't doing one to lie.
Well, we are. We're doing it.
You are?
We're doing a very interesting countdown. Very interesting countdown. What we're doing here, because we're tying this into the famous election that's going on and the presidential season. And so actually, Bobby and I put our heads together a while ago. he comes up with the ideas, and I have to do all the work. See,
That's fair.
Sounds
That's-
scary.
That's a problem. So what we're doing is we reached back. Bob, our first FM AM carrier
Right.
show was on,
October 18th, 1961.
which
my
also
birthday.
happened to be
My birthday. I was
that
13
was your
at the time.
third birthday. Very good.
Third.
Uh,
Whatever.
And so what we did is we picked out every president since then, starting in 1961. Whoever was president in 1961,
John Kennedy.
and we moved right up until
We get tired and go home.
we run out of time, or we get fed up, or somebody insults us, and we decide to leave. So we're starting with the very first president when this station came on, carrier current of October 18th, 1961, and of course, who was president?
John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
That's right, and we're picking the biggest hits when those presidents had their, what do you call it? What do you call it?
Terms.
Term. Thank you.
Term limits.
I forget these things after a while. When I left here, I forgot about term papers forever. So we started off with number 5 and number 4, 4 Seasons from 1962 with Sherry. Now we're talking about Kennedy. So Mr. Jett, what years would we be talking about with Kennedy? 1961.
61, 62,
Right.
63.
And most of 63.
Right.
So we had 1962 Sherry with the 4 Seasons, and number 5. Big Bad John, as you said, the 45 version, right?
The censored version.
Yeah, as you like to put it, the censored version. That was number 4. I say we get on to number 3, 2, and 1. You guys have any guesses? What could be the number 1 all-time song from the Kennedy term of October of 61 until November when he unfortunately was assassinated?
Is there another 4 Seasons tune in there or no?
There might be. There are 3 left. Okay, any other guesses? All right, you guys can think about it. Let's listen
Run away.
to number 3 right now.
Super hit sound of hits. Number 5.
That's called Uncanny, Bobby. You see, you do know some stuff after all. It's pretty good. 4 Seasons again.